Good afternoon, dear students. Today we will discuss about hydraulic turbines. Hydraulic turbine is a hydraulic machine which we generally use to convert hydraulic energy of the fluids into mechanical energy. This mechanical energy is used to rotate the rotor or runner of the turbine. The shaft of the rotor or runner of the turbine is connected or coupled to the shaft of the electric generator. So rotation of the rotor or runner rotates the shaft of the electric generator, and due to rotation of a conductor of an in the electric field, electricity is produced in the electric generator. So in this way we convert mechanical energy into electrical energy in a hydraulic turbine. Now we discuss the working principle of the hydraulic turbine. According to Newton's law, a force is directly proportional to change in the momentum. Whenever there is change in the momentum of a moving fluid, a force is created. So, in the hydraulic turbine, the blades or buckets or vanes are attached to the rotor or runner of the turbine. The moving fluid, the moving fluid the moving fluid is directed towards the vanes or blades of the turbine, which on striking with the blades or buckets of the turbine, there is a change in the momentum of the fluid. So, due to change in the momentum of the fluid, a resulting pressure force is created, which is exerted on the blades of the turbine. Hence, the rotor of the turbine rotates because the blades or guide vanes are attached to the rotor of the turbine. The design of the blade or buckets of the turbine is such that we obtain maximum change of momentum of the flowing fluid or the water. In hydraulic turbines, we use water as the working fluid. So, this is the basic working principle of the hydraulic turbine. These turbines are used in hydroelectric power plants. Here is the diagram which shows the various components installed at the hydropower plant. First of all, we construct a dam. Behind the dam, we store the water. So whenever we store the water at a very high head, uh, we store we store energy, that is potential energy of the water. Then the stored water is brought to the rotor or runner of the turbine with the help of a penstock, which is shown in the diagram. Penstock is a large diameter pipe which brings water from the reservoir up to the blades or buckets of the turbine. A control gate is used to regulate the supply of the working fluid, that is water. So at the end of the penstock, a nozzle is fitted which converts the pressure energy into kinetic energy. It also directs the flowing fluid onto the blades or vanes of the rotor. It exerts force on the blades of the rotor. Due to this force, the rotor or runner of the turbine rotates. The shaft of the rotor of the turbine is coupled with the shaft of the electric generator, which rotates. The shaft of the generator is rotates in an magnetic field. Due to rotation of the conductor in a magnetic field, an electric current is produced in the generator, which which is supplied to the power lines or distribution center. Afterwards, water after striking the vanes of the rotor is discharged to a reservoir which is made at the tail race. This discharge water may be used for various other purposes. Now we will discuss about the classification of the turbine. There are various methods or techniques to classify the turbines. So we can classify the turbine according to the type of energy available at the inlet. Accordingly, it is classified as impulse turbine and reaction turbine. The second classification is according to the direction of flow of water. The water may flow in tangential direction, axial direction, or radial direction, or radial and axial direction both. So accordingly, it is classified as tangential flow turbine, axial flow turbines, radial flow turbines. In radial flow turbines, it is further classified into inward radial flow turbine and outward radial flow turbines. And the fourth one is mixed flow turbine. We will discuss these turbines one by one in the upcoming slides. So our first classification is based upon the type of energy available at the inlet of the turbine. Accordingly, it is classified into two types of turbine. First is impulse turbine. If at the inlet of the turbine only kinetic energy is available, these type of turbines are called impulse turbine. For example, Pelton wheel turbine is an impulse turbine. The second one is reaction turbine. If both pressure energy and kinetic energy are available at the inlet of the turbine, then these types of turbines are called reaction turbines. For examples, Francis turbines, Kaplan turbines, both are reaction turbines. In the diagrams, a Pelton wheel turbine and Francis turbine rotors are shown. Our second classification is according to the direction of flow. The first classification is the radial flow turbine. In the radial flow turbine, the water enters in the radial direction through the runner. Radial flow turbine is further classified into inward radial flow turbine and outward radial flow turbine. In inward radial flow turbine, the water enters radially inward into the runner of the turbine. In outward radial turbine, the water flow radially from inward direction to the outward directions. So it can be clearly understood with the diagram and the GIF image as shown in the slide. Third type is axial flow turbine. If the water flows through the runner along the direction parallel to the axis of rotation of the runner, this type of turbine is called axial flow turbine. The next classification is mixed flow turbine. In the mixed flow turbine, water flows through the runner in radial direction and it leaves the runner parallel to the rotation of axis of the runner. So these types of turbine are called mixed flow turbine. In axial flow turbine, propeller turbine and Kaplan turbines are included. In mixed flow turbine, we have Francis turbine, which is a mixed flow turbine. In Francis turbine, water enters radially inward direction and it discharges in a direction parallel to the axis of rotation of the runner. The last type is tangential flow turbine. In the tangential flow turbine, water enters along the tangent to the runner. So Pelton turbine is a tangential flow turbine. This can be easily understood with the help of this diagram. The first diagram is of tangential flow turbine. In this, the water from the nozzle strikes tangentially to the blades or blades of the rotor. In the second diagram, which is the rotor of the Francis turbine, water enters in the radially inward direction and it leaves in the axial direction to the runner. And the third type is axial flow turbine, in which water enters in the axial direction to the runner shaft axis and it discharges in the axial direction to the shaft of the runner.